Welcome to the show. I'm Brenda, Power Medicine Woman. I have no idea what's going on in my hair tonight, but that's okay. And I have been working really hard at getting the I have two video cameras going. Not sure why this is such a big deal. That looks better there. Okay, so a lot of things have been happening, and I'm Brenda, Power Medicine Woman, and this is, I have my laptop up. I think I'm going to have to fix the camera on that. I've got this video going, and I'm going to, oh, look, people love them to see it all show up. Just remember, you can have a reading at any point, you know, for 11/11 if you want to. If you share, and if you like this video and or love this video and you share this video to groups and wherever, then remember, even if you don't get a reading, you get a card. So Spirit always loves to give, and that's what I'm here for. And I'm trying to figure out what's the best place to sit. This is all confusing. So hi to the YouTube, and hello to you all on Facebook land. And it'd be nice if I could get the Instagram going, but good Lord, you need a telephone for that. Good morning. Look at all these beautiful faces. And one of the features we're trying to get, I had to get new speakers. Please tell me I sound louder than I did yesterday. Nothing worked yesterday as far as that voice, and I hope you don't have to turn your volumes way up. So let me know, can you hear me okay or not? Because if you can, that would be great. And so, it's looking, there's a lot to look at. But when I did the radio days, there was a lot more to do. And let's see what else is there. It's getting all of this. I asked Spirit, so why is it that it seemed like I was going through hell? Can't get the computers running, can't do this, can't do that. And I says, I know it's got to be not just a lesson. And Spirit says, well, now you know more about what you want and what you don't, and what you're not missing. I said, oh, good point. So all the running around, all of the buying and returning things, and having Steve, it was at PCRepairBloke.com, you know, him being patient with me, and just all of these things. It has been an adventure, and I can tell you what brands to get, what camera to get, especially if you want to deal with the lighting, the microphones. I'm not really good with that certain parts, but I can tell you what I do and don't like. Now, take a deep breath in. Some of you have been going through so much, and some of you have also did some healings with me, and I keep getting people that are very thankful that they didn't realize that those sensations, that body's consciousness was controlling their lives. And the one way to do it is to understand it's that you can try to control your thoughts all you want. Be positive all you want, and that's good, it's healthy. But when the body is saying, oh, what time is it? Oh, you're supposed to be doing this. And I'm going to exercise today. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. When you have, you know, trying really hard to do all of these wonderful things, and your body's consciousness says, hey, you have a program running. We have a strategy running. Oh my God, we have to look. Oh, and then your body starts to create feelings and sensations, aches, pains, and it's always talking to you. But it's also going further. It's going deeper into the body, and it's really saying, this is your past. If you have an emotion, this is your past. If you have a feeling, then it can be the present. But if it's anxiety, then it's the future. But if you have a sensation that's in the body that's going off, that can be an active program. So again, you can be positive all you want. You have to pay attention to the quality of your thinking. Some people think they can just get away with being sarcastic and, thinking negative, thinking positive. Some people are just very flippant and they go in and out of left brain, right brain. It's about integrating. So if you can start understanding the quality of your speak, because there's an action and reaction to everything that you do. Because the universe has laws and it's always in balance. I have had people come to me and ask for healing or a reading, and I promise I'll pay you later. And nope, I'm not taking any more karma on, because people are just, and they're thankful. They're so thankful. They tell me how their life's changed, but they cannot. They don't know that they need to balance the energy. I have no problem giving to people. I give to people all the time. When I ask you to pay it forward, it's important for your karma, my karma. It's important to balance those energies. And so those thoughts that you may have, those thoughts that you may have are going to really be very important to the quality and how you use it. Most people don't even know what they need to know. I have watched people say flippant things, and as I watch the energy of the body, they are out of sync. The body's consciousness is going, yep, that's how we operate. We can be nasty to ourselves. We can be nasty to others. You got to become more congruent with yourself. Your inner world creates your outer world. And when it does that, you have got to understand that you're in a whole new consciousness era. This is about understanding who you are, not what programs you are, what were you from the past. You learn those and you can decide whether you want to keep it or not. I got to the state in my life way before I started healing, and oh my God, I'm thinking, oh my God, same shit, different day. And what I found out is that you're a program after a certain amount of time. And if you don't really learn anything new and you don't do certain things consistently in your life, as far as growing and learning, resolving to move forward, then you just wake up like, Groundhog's Day or something like that. You're just going to keep moving forward. You're just going to keep doing this same old thing. And how many times have you said, I'm stuck? How many times do you say, I just can't take it anymore? How many times? Why do you keep bashing your head against the wall? Why do you put your hand back in the fire? People may not think they do, but they do. So for all of those that are new, understand, when you hit like or love, you get a card. And it's not the little buttons down below. It's the liking the page and liking the show. You share the show, you get a card. You share it with groups. That's good. It helps out. And it's so important to begin to not just get caught up into your life, because you all understand that coping, you begin to learn how to do it when you're a baby. It's called pacifying that child. When you hit hormone stage, it's if you haven't figured out how to cope and deal and manage with those emotions, then you can really get nasty children that you call them nasty children, or rebel children, or whatever you may call your child, but they can be a handful. They haven't been taught how to do resolution. I mean, my daughter's was fortunate. She's like, I don't like this feeling. I know it's not love, and I know it's not this, and I don't want it. And it's like, okay, here you go. And then all of a sudden she'll feel better and she'll move forward. It's not, just feel better, and then you go back. That can happen only because you're not participating in your life. But when you resolve those old age emotions, you begin to feel lighter, healthier, because the body is not doing all the talking and drowning you out. I had one person, they were hearing voices, and one of the things is that they, because of the abuse that they were having when they were younger, they created a separate part of themselves to handle the talk, but then the talking became louder, and it was all about behaving, all about correcting, all about, and as this person begins to wake up, they know that they can't stand the voices. And during a couple sessions, all of a sudden, wow, quiet in my head. And it was addressing that little person that was inside of them that never got to resolve the traumas. Okay. So I know I talked to somebody earlier, and I told them if they called in, then we would end up doing a healing. Or, and if they still would like to, oh, I forgot to turn the thing on. Ha. What I'm trying to do incorporate is so that you can hear me more. So you get to hear the reader, and you get to hear the person that's getting read. It's important to hear that reaction, because I've done shows where you only hear one side. Didn't like it. So I had to figure out a way so both sides can be heard. And the more interaction you get, you know, like listening to radio. And come on, wake up. So I have found some interesting information that I end up putting in my wall. And one of them was imposed discipline. What do you think that means? Imposed discipline. Imposed discipline is this: when somebody wants to discipline you and they impose their will upon you. Now you're human. You have your own will, and you're going to react in such a way that you could become a rebel child. Mm-hmm. Imposed, a part of you is that, and when you want to raise your children, this is getting much more easier nowadays to begin to understand, is that you want to teach by example, and you want to help that child to look and see that discipline is very important. So know when to walk away from the table, know when to stop and not cross the road and get hit. You know, it's the little things and it's the big things. When you begin to notice the discipline, instead of just disciplining, because you're going to have to let that little child start developing its identity, which is not always just you. When it becomes just you, some people can develop not having any empathy. Oh my God, my screen is pixelating. Anybody else is having that problem? Jordania says it is a pixelated screen. Like I said, I'm sure they did, because this camera was working, and then I had the room full of spirits, and it's like, no, wait your turn. And I asked Spirit to get the camera working, and all of a sudden it worked. Now, if it's pixelating, that's why I went and got a different. Oh my gosh, what do I have to do here? See, on my end, I look fine. Is it froze or anything? I might have to shut it off and start again. I really don't want to do that, but I can't do a pixelated show either. Spirits are way too active. I really wish I could see what you guys are seeing. What can I do? No, that isn't it. That ain't gonna work. I don't have anything else running, do I? No. It's not frozen. How about you refresh? Maybe that's it, because some people said it's fine. Some said it's not frozen. All right, Spirit, come on. You got it working. Just now work out the kinks, please. See, I can get this camera to work on my other computer, but it's so nasty cold out there. I'm not sitting in that freezing. And I'm getting a new camera. Yeah, and I can't figure out how to shut that off on this. I've tried to shut that off. There's no way to do it while I'm live either. At least I don't think I can. And now my computer is oh, I just seen it glitch. All right, spirits, tell me what I need to do. Let's see, YouTube, everything working? Everything's working on YouTube, I think, because I can't refresh. Now, I know it's not the equipment. So this is the trouble I've been having with old computer or old webcams to new webcams, and this is a 1080 webcam, and it's been saying it's not compatible. It's perfect on YouTube. That's because it's a different camera. But it's awfully crappy. So if you can't, jump on YouTube. That's where I'm sitting as well. Looks funny. Looks funky. I wish I could go to settings, but it's hard to do when now my mouse is just kind of going like ghost mode. Ah, dang it. Yeah, something's definitely running in the background too. What is it? I don't like when it disrupts like this because, Lena, let's see. I need to open that up. Is it okay to go on, or do you want me to shut down and then I'd have to reopen a new link because it won't open up to the one that you're in now? Because if it doesn't, oh okay, that's old. All right, I'll try that, Robin. If I lose you guys, please know that I'll restart up another live and see what. Oh, I have no idea if I'm disappeared or not. No. Now what do I do? Okay. What is running? That doesn't make any sense. That looks normal. Again, I believe it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to continue until someone tells me that it's too bad, and I'll just start over. And that's what I'll do. My screen just disappeared. Bloody hell. Again, if you're in YouTube, hey, some people are here. And close other apps. I can't get to it to fix it. Darn. I'm not closing that app. Won't let me fix it. And the only programs that are running is this and Chrome. Nothing else is running. Okay, so it's still doing good, and money has been sent. Yep, I do have that. And so how do I do this? You have two choices. One, we may be friends. The name looks different. One thing I can do is that when I do the reads, I can do them just like this, and you get a lot of information. When you can call if you're my friend or on Messenger, because that's the only way. You have to be my friend first, I think. That's the only way that works. And then we go from there. Alrighty. It's really weird. Spirit's like going, well, we'll just get into it then. Normally I talk for 30 minutes, but I think they're kind of preoccupied. Oh, I just seen it do it again. That's all right. We thank you, Spirit, for all of this help. Fawning, yes. Pleasing people. Usually I will find people have traumas that cause you to become people pleasers. And that's what happens to that. People break your will. But that has nothing to do with you. What is that? Lana Burns? Oh, Curran. Leah. Oh, I'm terrible with names. But you know who you are. You. No. Hold on. What'd you say? Oh, I see where she sent that. I got to figure out where it went. Spirit's going, we're confusing you. Yes, stop it. Okay, usually that's what will happen if I'm going to be working with something very specific. Just moments before the client will that I have to call or they come to the house, I will go through a whole array of interesting habits. And then I have to stop myself and say, wait. That's not all me. That is not all me. Why? And then it's like, okay, who's coming? What's going on? And so all of a sudden there's too many things I'm supposed to focus on. And it's important to understand. It's very important to understand that you do the same thing. You pick up people. You may not even know it, especially if they're coming over to your house or you have to go to work. You will pick up people. And the biggest problem is if you don't know where you end and they begin, you will start creating habits. Oh, you feel like you want coffee, you want a cigarette, you want to go out dancing. There's nothing wrong with some of these, but some of them is not you. What I'm going to do for you, if you want the reading to be live and you want to become my friend, I'm going to copy this and put it into the browser. If you go there, when it glitches on Facebook, it's her static on YouTube. I hear static on. Really? I need to find a tech guy that just does that stuff. Okay, so when Leah sees what I put up, she can click that and decide to become friends, and then we'll go from there. And when you want to ask a question, if you don't want to talk on air, then you can just write me. I found out where she wrote it. And if you want a question answered, you can ask. So what, you're paying for it. What do you want? I can tell you why something's happening, and then we can heal it and resolve it. I can let spirit just come through. It's up to you how you want to do this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, just so that Leah, or Leah, whatever, understands. If you're watching, dear, I'm just going to show you something. If a person, for instance, couldn't get through, didn't know what they're supposed to ask, or they just want it read, my daughter will oftentimes go, oh, she can't really describe it. She'll say, oh, there's some kind of feeling. And then spirit will tell me. Miss Jensen, I'm going to just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to do a quick little mini read for you so that, okay. And if Leah, if she wants to call in, or if she wants me just to answer it just like this, okay? So let's just say I read your question and you want me to do this now with Miss Amy. So, what's interesting is there's been energy that's been sitting in your back for one thing, and you feel like you've been attacked. Literally, people attack your pride. They know where to go. It's like going for the jugular, if that makes any sense. Does it? I'm usually more professional in this. I feel like spirit is trying to slow me down for something, and I don't quite get it. Anyways, for Amy, we're just going to go this. I feel like there is all this attack going on, but you just, here we go again. It's like your reaction, your response is that you're used to it. One, your filter says, I hear it as attack, and it could be feedback. Two, literally, they are being assholes, and they're just being attacking you, hoping they can push the right button. Oh, that's it. And so the strategy to get you to respond, and more you've learned over time, it's failing, you don't have to, but at the same time, it's taking a toll on you because that stuff is setting in the body physically. And you're done being taken for granted. You can't do this anymore. You're thinking, if I get taken for granted, then, and then you freeze because your thought says, well, I don't know how to get out of that. And then another part of you says, yes, I do. So it's like there's an argument, a very incongruency, because your intuitive self knows that it's important to just put you in conflict so that you kind of hesitate and don't allow yourself to be taken for granted. Now you've gotten very comfortable in your relationships, even though they may not be healthy as far as verbally. So you just have to begin to, and then what I would tell you there is I would say begin to heal those emotions out all the time. Okay, so she's got several questions, and I need to know, sweetheart, is it, do you give me permission to tell people? Because if you do, then we'll go from there. Now, I don't usually read about the future, but I can tell you whether or not, if there's something stopping you from having what you're asking for. Okay. But I do. Okay, so she has several things that she has asked. Ooh, and we're going to start throwing the cards around, people. Going through some family trauma. Okay, a terrible court issue. Spirit guides have asked you to come in. If they're talking to me, then you've already given them permissions, and we've already communicated, and I don't invade anybody's space. People's energies hangs out there. The people that are dead, as you call them, non-fleshies, will come over and they'll communicate with me. Your spirit guides will communicate with me. Even your soul and even your different ages of yourself come in. Okay, so I go up to the bandwidth, and as I come down through that spirit, then all the energies then communicate with me and help me get onto a new wave of listening. Why is this happening? So as far as the family court issue, so you are being taught you have to stop living through others. It says, see, now your 4-year-old self just walked in and says, the energy was changed in me because, so are you a people pleaser? Because all of a sudden it's like your spirit was broken to some degree. You felt shocked that all of this part was happening. And it'd be good if I set the timer. The 4-year-old is telling me that it's now just a habit, and you have separately, consciously said, I ain't doing this, I'm not doing this. But your body will then say, yes, we are. And then before you know it, you don't understand how you're actively doing something when you've thought you weren't going to, and it gets very confusing. The trauma that's coming into your space is that you have to live through others. The person that's projecting this to you is that you can feel their rejection. You feel how they feel the rejection. And it is what happened at 4 years old, was that your choices as a 4-year-old was being rejected. You know, and your body is saying it knows what rejection feels like. Now, you can make yourself be a good person, but those incidences that occur, it's not just linear. I mean, it's spiral. It's happening. And your soul is asking you to resolve it. So you would resolve how you have to live through others. Because now it's a habit, and you don't even know you're doing a habit. Rejection. You need to resolve rejection out. What about self? You create self-insecurities by the thinking. Gotcha. So then it becomes a perpetual cycle. And see, they know how to control you. She says, terrible accusations, and I'm scared. And the thing is that they know how to control you. And the reason that button is what I would call was installed at 4, so they can control you. So I would definitely say, is it her story that she needs to? So you have to think about this. So at 4 years old, what happened? Now, I would say I do a one-on-one session, but because what I want to do is I want you even just put your hand like this. You're covering the frontal lobe, which is how you create reality. You're covering the emotional point, and you also have the hairline, which is the meridian, the liver meridian, for helping the process. And when you get in there, since you are a warrior, is you can feel their pain or what they're saying, and it turned into pain, and you can't get your head quieted down. So you're in stress mode. We need to get the blood to come back up. Your trip warmer is just going, oh my gosh, it's saying it's worthless, it's worthless, it's worthless. And if you're doing hope therapy, I would tell you that you would want to focus on it. They're saying answer. Okay. See, and I would love to just give you the healing tool. You don't want the baby to come in just yet because of the stress that your body's under. The body itself is saying, you've got these programs running. And how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're attracting people in at this time, and you have to live through others by the way they talk and by the way they control, then when you start to become a mother, it's going to be harder for you to discipline, because you don't want to impose your discipline onto this child, because that's not the way you want to raise your child. You want to do it so differently. And that's very good. You got, okay, they're saying that you're being controlled by shame and guilt. Shame and punishment. Oh. And because you're so worried, you can't pay attention to signs. Okay. And Spirit has been trying to help you to understand that you're going to be okay, but you can't hear that because you really feel their energy is saying, oh, they're right. They're always going to get their way, because it's based on when you're a child. One of the things I see as a child is, oh my God, they're going to get their way. So it becomes an overtime hopelessness. And so it becomes this perpetual thing that occurs, if that makes any sense. When you're in that state and you don't read the signs, then your body and your life can't heal. That's healing. Okay. Your body is not getting a chance. Your life is not getting a chance to heal. They're going on and on that really about this rejection. Now, see, if I was talking to you and you could hear me, we would talk a little bit more. Does this have to do with rejection in this life? So the soulmate card popped up. Okay, the soulmate card popped up. What does that mean? The soulmate card in this case is that you have felt rejection from that soulmate. You felt rejection from it? Yeah. Did you give that rejection to the soulmate? No, you felt it. You have been going forward, but because you have felt that rejection, there's a part of you that are going to put more blocks up so you don't have that again, even though you're going full force of wanting that joy. Do you understand how counterintuitive that seems to be? It's like, oh, your body is running the show at this point. Again, what happened at 4 years old? Because the story is how you use to cope, handle, deal, and pacify what happened. As you get older, you can really feel the victim mode, and you don't want to be, but how easy it is, because you're like, seriously. There's a part of you that's afraid to become self-centered, because if you become self-centered, you're going to be like them. That's going to be gross, and you can't do that. Now, when you don't want to be them, you're taking a certain amount of energy that says, I won't be that. You need to remove the emotion and that energy off of that belief system, because that belief system is like a GPS. It's going to make you constantly see self-centered people. It's going to constantly push you away from ever finding your center so that you can get your life back on track. You have this wrestling inside of you that just seems to be endless. That 4-year-old is really active because it really wants to resolve rejection. The overwhelm is what came after? No, during the rejection. So are you having more emotions than once? No. I mean, the question I asked was, is it a psychic trauma? And it's not, which means you feel more than two or more emotions at once, and it's not. The consciousness of who? If people were to find out, you'd be embarrassed. So that's another story. That's your 3-year-old self. Did you reject a piece of yourself? Yes, you did. Okay. When we reject parts of ourselves, we can't forgive ourselves. Okay. When you can't forgive yourself and you reject that part, then there's the different other stages that appear. If you can't see this part, you will project it so that it is out there on another character, another person. When this occurs to you, you're just thinking, what an asshole. What are they doing? What's happening? Part of growing up spiritually is to begin to understand that these people are mirrors of us. This world is a land of illusion. This is a hologram that we're living in. And to understand our soul is to understand these people out here. And the law of cause and effect, it needs to be balanced. You cannot just live in the effect side because that's the victim. You need to get into the cause. And that is what you want. But you've gone into depression. Have you gotten angry to get out of it yet? It's very toxic because it makes you feel ambivalence. Okay, so that one thing about depression is that you're forced to be somebody you're not. You're playing a character you don't want to be. You have to do something you don't want to do. And if it has linked to a trauma, then you are in that trauma effect. Your trauma is going to keep repeating itself. And most of the time when depressed people come to me, it is, what have I done wrong? That is a huge belief that needs to be removed, and emotions that are backing it. And I watch where the eyes go that makes you go, oh, what did I do wrong? Because you're hearing or you're seeing or you're feeling, but you know that a correction is coming, the judgment's coming, something bad is coming. Okay? So you have a lot that needs to be reined in. The biggest emotion, the biggest emotion is important, is rejection. You need to get it gone. All right, I hope that makes some sense to you. And thank you for wanting that service. My video is doing okay. Yeah, I'll be so glad when I get these cameras to work. Honestly. Oh, that is really bad. Lenore just sent me a video pixel. See, and it's directly connected to the... No, I know it is. Okay, she said, thank you so much. You're welcome. Is that, okay, so is that a constant pixelation, people? Okay, so why is it my camera is doing this? For me, it's a habit. For me, no. I have to see how some people want a particular outcome, so they become pixelated. Who wants this particular outcome? Somebody in the room. And somebody has an active memory, and they're getting really close. So we're just going to ask the Centurions to surround this people. Surround the computer, and somehow it's doing a glitch. And I can't refresh. Well, yeah, because I just heard if I did that, then it would, I don't want to hang up. Would y'all come back? because I could take and hang up, give me 5 minutes to switch it off, switch it back on, and see what happens, and reboot. That might correct it. That's up to you. So I think the first half of this, if the reading was off or the picture was off, you can find it on YouTube. Okay. We could probably do that, because Lenore just showed me that picture. It's interesting because it's half. I know what it is, just like Robin said. Just like Robin said, it shouldn't interfere with it, but Robin might be right. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what Robin has suggested. And I'm going to hang up from YouTube. And I'm going to come back on YouTube, but I'm going to move the laptop. You guys are going to tell me if that corrects it, because if that picture is correct and Robin's correct, then there's an interference with the laptop that sits there. And I don't got to figure another place to put the laptop. So what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, just a second. What you have to do when you're trying to correct things. Da-dee-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. Oh, I just heard Rumpelstiltskin. No, abracadabra. That's what I just heard. Abracadabra. No, that was fine. Hang on, people, we're going for a ride. Those in YouTube land. I'd say, oh my God, this is my first one. But no, it's not. We'll see if this messes up on the other side of it, and you'll see. We'll see. Because if it is, I'll have to find a new way to do things. That'll work. All right, guys. My wonderful, wonderful audience. Oh, this is what I was saying. Okay, abracadabra. Cool. Well, that's good to know that my sound isn't affected. Aw, bye, David. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Well, we're going to see what happens. I moved. See if the pixelated happens on the other side. I had to build a... Oh, shoot. David, are you still there? Can you still hear that extra fan? So I put a shield up on the thing so that it's less. I don't know whether it worked or not. I'm going to stay, David, but can you tell me, David, if can you hear that fan running? You're really good at hearing fans. And everybody send a quick lot of energy of love and prayer to David. He was in a vehicle accident, and so he's recovering. He hasn't wrote me back to tell me how bad he's got, what the doctor said, but we'll see what happens. Oops, who's gonna? Oh. Do you think I got it? The sound, I got it all taken care of? That would be so good if the sound was better. That would be so good. And how's the picture? Better? Worse? Better? Worse? Is it still pixelating? That's my attempt at dancing. Oh, the journey that we're on. Ooh, got hearts from Robin, so it must be getting, the sound is good, good. And there's no fan. Yeah, so it's amazing how we're all updating and integrating and moving forward. As I began to heal, thank you, Robin, for that insight. As I began to heal, now I live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, dream it, live it, be it. Last night, I'm in my middle of my sleeping.